What's up? Long time no see. So, what have we been up to? What have we been doing? Anyone tuning in? Not sure if anyone is going to be tuning in. Doesn't really matter. We've been working on an app that allows us to handle on-screen banners. Excuse me, banners, small messages, and now transcriptions of my speech. And so I'll drop a few little demos here. I'll try to not talk too much. This is an Electron app. That means we're using Electron. You can look that up. You should look that up if you're interested in any of this. Maybe read a little bit about it. All it is really taking a website and making it, putting a Windows wrapper around it and allowing us to handle it. We have multiple screens. I'll show them now. We have multiple screens. We have a few things that I've been working on in the background for the past month that will empower the full feature set of what I like to call speech bubbles. So with that being said, here's on screen is the renderization of, as you can see here, of a UI that I have on a separate monitor that I have underneath here, and that I can type messages in. I can type a message in here, for example. Now, this obviously will not work when I send it because you have to type it in the Electron app version of the UI. So I'll type it now. I'll try to not talk too much. Let's get going. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi there, how are you? This is a test. Ya voy. So, we're actually running Whisper in a Docker container, but at the very least, we have an app listening for audio, and when you send over audio, it sends back text. For those that don't know, what the heck is Whisper? It's a whole big rabbit hole, right? I'm not a Python developer. But once you, computer science is not really limited to any language in particular. Just dive right in and mess things up and make all kind of messes. So that's what I've done this past month. I dived into Python. I got my feet wet with computer science using C++. Not a lot of things are very intimidating to me. And this Whisper AI stuff is really just, you need to look this up. It's hard to explain it if you never really explained it, but it's an AI. It uses a few models and it'll transcribe speech for you. And so I've set it up in where I have it up and running in Docker, and it'll listen for you to send over some audio, and when you do, it'll spit back text for you. So right now what we're doing is setting it up so that we can connect, start recording, send over audio, sends the audio back, and we use our existing little speech bubbles here that we have to render captions to the speech that I am, to my speech. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. And right now, it's building, so we'll have to see. This can take forever to build. It's quite annoying, actually. Oh, it's up. Awesome. Yeah, okay, so cool. Let's see what happens when we connect to it. Okay, cool. Connection open. We'll start recording. We are recording, wondering what will be the result. Let's see. Hopefully we get some sort of log here indicating we're getting something. If not, then we'll have to touch our JavaScript up a bit. It doesn't seem like we're sending over anything. Yeah, that's long enough. We're not seeing anything. We need to address that. Should close with an error. It didn't even close. Wow. Let's see. Bear with me a minute here. That's odd. Ay, ay, ay. So it it did do something here. One thing I forgot to mention is I'm not just transcribing the text, I'm translating it as well. So the idea being is to create captions for my speech, but in Spanish, and or in a few languages. Should I choose to use a few languages? Not really sure what's going on here, but that's the gist of it. Created a small Python server. Finally, we're getting an error here. Wow. That's a lot of speech. Turns out this thing was listening the whole time. Not really sure why it took forever to do its thing. But we'll get to the bottom of it. Mic check. Oh, we did get a response. Did you see that? I freaking closed it at the wrong moment. Unfortunately. We're getting errors though. Man, we're probably goofing something up with the audio we're sending over. What? Yeah. Let me show it to you. Working. So let's see. Anytime now, there. All right, it's set up. Let's see now. We are recording some voice now with the hopes that it will respond with some text in Spanish. I'm not really sure what's wrong with this thing. It's sending back some messy text. I'll have to see. It's probably something wrong with my JavaScript. Stop this here now. We'll use the built-in excuse me. I'll show it to you working, and we'll call it a day for now. I got to get off soon. So this is a test of the Whisper. Wow, that's quick. I'm not sure what that is. It's sending back a response immediately. As you can see, that's more like it. For those that don't know, that means, as you can see in Spanish, right there. And it continuously responds. It continues to respond and continues to record. And the idea being, right, as I'm speaking, these little speech bubbles, these little captions will pop up. They're gonna be a few seconds behind my speech. It's not instant. So what are we doing in the back, on the back end side of things? I was able to research a few things in Python on how to take audio that you're speaking and cut it into small files. So what I'm doing in the background is I'm waiting on the browser to send over this audio that I'm speaking, and then the Python scripts takes that audio, chops it up into small files, feeds it to Whisper, and then Whisper spits back the text. And so all I'm doing is, at this point, this is the end result. This is literally weeks and weeks of my own research into this process and getting this going. It'll be sweet once it's working as expected. I mean, I know you're currently seeing it functioning, but it's not exactly functioning, but soon it will be. I think I'm going to end the stream here. For anyone that is watching, if it's extra boring, I apologize. I'm new to streaming, Also, this is not exactly the most exciting thing to stream about. This is development. I'm working on an app. A lot of times there's got to be research that's got to be done. I haven't done it beforehand. I do a lot when I need to research behind the scenes, but the idea being, development is by and large research. You're not just like throwing code on in your text editor and going. That's not how it works. You got to do a lot of reading, and then use what you find to make something. And so that's what we've been doing. But as you can see, little by little, we build something interesting. And to recap what we have so far, we have this UI here, which the idea being you never see this on screen. You only see really the captions that this UI generates. But we have the banner. I believe it's empty because there's nothing in the banner right now. We have the banner view, we have the chat view, and again, the way that's rendered is from within the controlling UI, which is the overlays UI. I can type stuff in the chat window here, send it over, it pops up, switch over to the banner view and type a custom banner. And now the additional feature that's coming, as you can see, will be live transcriptions in Spanish using Whisper AI. And I'll show you an example of the way Whisper works. So really, Whisper it runs as a command line tool, but of course you can use it however you think it behooves you to use it. So let's close this. So let's take a look. We have here, this is just an audio recording. I think this is like 10 seconds. This is more like, it's 20 seconds. And this is what? Oh, a minute. Okay, I had it backwards. So this is an audio recording of me just rambling. And this is the text that, or the response that Whisper sends back. This says in English, this is an example of a potential discussion that I could have while streaming. Now it's translating it. As you can see, it's chopped it up into sentences and sending me back each sentence. And it does a few things. It tells you when it started, the time, at the point of the audio, that the text is starts at 10-second mark, ends at the 14-second mark. It also I believe it even tells you the probability of speech. So like how sure it is that you were speaking. That is not just either hallucinating or hearing static. Yeah, and so I'm learning to use Whisper. You should familiarize yourself with it if you're interested in any of this type of stuff. I would suggest just literally Google it, or if you got ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT about it. ChatGPT and Whisper are cousins. They are both created by OpenAI. I don't know if they use similar models. I don't think so. But I'm pretty sure that some of the underlying technology is the same. After all, it's the same company. And so it's pretty neat having a local AI ready for you to send over a file and sends back text. And the way it works is let's go over it real quick here so you can see it here. You call Whisper, send over an audio file, tell it the model you want to use, the task you want to perform, and the language. If you do not set if you don't it defaults to transcribe, and it defaults to English if you don't say if you don't specify a language. So then it'll just transcribe. It will not translate. And so, yeah, that's pretty much how it works. All I've done is really create a few Python scripts that take the file, my speech, and chop it up into small audio segments that then get translated and sent back to me. In any case, hopefully next time we'll get that working on screen. Right now, I mean, we technically did. We sent over audio. We saw that it was responding. Probably a few things wrong with that audio we're sending over. More than likely, my guess is my processing of the script on the app side is a little bit wonky. So we'll get that going next time. For now, thank you. And hopefully I've piqued your interest. And if you are interested, don't wait for somebody to teach you. Just go read about it. If you know how to type and use a mouse, you can get going. Thank you and good night.